What if your internet went dark? Not because of a glitch, but because it was targeted in a war. What if the next world war doesn't start on the battlefield, but in orbit? In a bold and unprecedented move, Russia has physically destroyed 8 Starlink hubs, a direct attack on the very satellite infrastructure that powers modern warfare. Why would Russia target Elon Musk's satellites? What role do these satellites play in the Ukrainian battlefield? And more importantly, is this just the beginning of a new kind of war? Stay with us, because in this video, we uncover the secret war in the skies that could soon affect all of us. In 2019, Elon Musk's SpaceX launched the first batch of Starlink satellites into low Earth orbit. Initially aimed at providing global high-speed internet, Starlink quickly grew into a constellation of over 7,000 satellites, covering even the most remote parts of the planet. But here's the real question. Was Starlink always just about internet access? Or was it destined to become a weapon of modern warfare? When Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022, the Ukrainian government pleaded with Elon Musk to activate Starlink over their territory. Within hours, terminals were on their way. Suddenly, troops had battlefield internet, drones were guided in real time, and communications remained alive, even when Russian missiles took out cell towers. Starlink wasn't just a communications tool. It became Ukraine's invisible weapon. So the next question is obvious. How did Russia react? To Moscow, Starlink became a symbol of Western interference. An American billionaire providing military-grade internet to its enemy? That crossed a line. Russian officials labeled Starlink a legitimate military target. But does international law support striking commercial satellites? Or is Russia rewriting the rules of engagement? Before the recent physical strikes, Russia tried everything: electronic warfare, jamming, and hacking. They deployed signal scrambling systems to disable Starlink access across the front lines. In some regions, they succeeded. In others, Starlink rapidly adapted. But what pushed Russia from digital sabotage to real-world destruction? In mid-2025, Russian forces launched a targeted attack on 8 confirmed Starlink ground hubs in Ukraine. This marked the first time in history that a state targeted commercial satellite infrastructure in an active war zone. This isn't just a Ukrainian problem. This is global. Because if one nation can attack satellites with no consequence, what stops others? The Ukrainian military immediately reported disruptions. Drone feeds went offline. Commanders struggled to relay orders. Precision strikes were delayed. The absence of Starlink changed everything, and not in Ukraine's favor. This raises the question: does Ukraine have a backup plan? Ukraine is reportedly exploring other satellite systems, like OneWeb and Amazon's Kuiper project. But no system is as operational, fast, or widespread as Starlink. And here's where the stakes rise. What if Russia expands its attacks to other Western systems too? Is your internet next? Musk finds himself in a geopolitical storm. On one hand, he's enabling free communication for a country under siege. On the other, he's being dragged into a war between superpowers. He once turned off Starlink access in Crimea to avoid escalating tensions. Will he do it again elsewhere? Should one man have that kind of power? The rules of war haven't caught up with the technology. Are commercial satellites valid military targets? Can the US or NATO intervene if they're attacked? The line between military and civilian infrastructure is blurring fast, and it might change international law forever. Today, it's Ukraine. Tomorrow, it could be anywhere. As our homes, cars, and even hospitals rely on satellite internet, the battlefield is no longer out of reach. If Starlink can be taken down, so can the rest of our digital lives. Are we ready for a future where war disables not just soldiers, but civilians across the globe? This isn't just about Starlink. It's about how wars are fought and who gets caught in the crossfire. The destruction of 8 Starlink hubs is a signal, loud and clear, that space is now a war zone. So what do you think? Should commercial tech giants stay neutral in war? Or are they already part of the fight? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into tech, war, and the future of our connected world, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Because what's happening in the skies will soon hit the ground.